Hi guys, this is Michelle at East Ave Art, and today I'm showing you a painting of a cute Irish coffee illustration in honor of St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to walk you through my process for creating this illustration. So I start by sketching my coffee cup on some graph paper. I kind of learned this from using Procreate actually, which is a drawing app I use on my iPad. I noticed they have a feature that allows you to turn on a graph canvas, and it really helps me to draw when I'm trying to draw something that needs to be sort of consistent and parallel. So for example, with a to-go mug like this, I have trouble getting both sides to look, consistent and parallel, and the graph paper really helps me with that. It also lets me nail down my drawing without all of the erasing that I do. So I'm not damaging my actual watercolor paper with a bunch of eraser marks. Okay, so again, you can see that the guidelines that the graph paper gives me helps me to really nail down how I'm drawing the lid and how like the lid is sitting on the to-go cup, and it helps me to get like the circle parallel because I do have trouble drawing circles as well. So I feel like this is like a really good investment in your sketching. So today I'm going to be painting in my Etcher sketchbook. I really love this series for watercolor, and you can see I flipped through some of the paintings that I've done already. And I'm going to trace my sketch into my sketchbook from the tracing paper. And then I'll activate my paints with my water spray and start mixing up some colors. I start with gray just to give a slight color to my to-go cup. Then I'm going to mix up some yellow and light brown to get that, sort of cardboardy brown that you'll see on the, to-go cup sleeve. And I'm also going to mix up some green for my shamrocks. And yeah, that's a good starting point. So now I'm ready to hit the page with my light gray, and you can apply the paint a bit unevenly on this to-go cup. I mean, these are white cups, but nothing is really pure white. So you just want to give it a little bit of depth with that gray color, but not go too overboard with it. Okay, so I'm going to let that to-go cup dry and move on to the coffee lid. So I mixed up a very watery black. I wasn't sure how dark I wanted the black to be on this lid. So I started really light with the color, and that allows me to build it up slowly until I'm happy with the color. I also did the lid in sections because I want to preserve the appearance of those different sections. So I would let one section dry before, moving on to an adjacent section. Okay, so I did a couple sections of the lid, and I'm gonna let that dry. And while it's drying, I've moved on to the cardboard sleeve. And so obviously the to-go cup has dried as well. And you can see I'm just working in such a way to let different sections dry at different times, and that allows you to be more productive as a painter, I think. And I decided it would be cute to have a shamrock on this sleeve. So you'll see me carving out space for that as I'm painting the cardboard. So now I'm moving back to the lid to paint the rest of the sections now that the initial sections that I put down have dried. Again, I'm using a watery consistency here. And hopefully you can see that painting the lid in sections has allowed me to keep that visual appearance of those different sections delineated. I'm going to let that lid dry and dip into some of my green paints and go in and paint these cute little 3-leaf shamrocks on the cup itself. Okay, now you'll see me move back to the lid again, and I'm going to mix up a medium consistency of black. And I'm going to take the same approach of painting that lid in sections so I can sort of slowly build up the color while also maintaining the appearance of those different sections. You'll have to excuse the cattail that you see there in the frame. They love making cameos. And I've almost don't even process that they've jumped up onto the table until I watch it back over again. Anyway, I keep building up the color on this lid, trying to make sure I keep a good sense of depth. Okay, I'm taking a break from the lid and I'm going in with a darker green for the coffee sleeve shamrock. I imagine that this shamrock is a stamp on this, cardboard coffee sleeve. So I thought it should be a pretty dark green, just to kind of give it a good sense of reality there. And back to the lid I go. I wanted some parts of the lid to be darker than others to give a sense of sort of a rounded shape and that there would be shadows and depth on the lid. So I tried to work that in and think about that as I was painting. I'm not really sure I achieved it, but I just want to kind of mention that the color black is pretty intense, right? And so I think anytime you're working with a dark, intense color, you just want to slowly build it up. And that's kind of why actually the lid, even though it's a small thing, I feel like it sort of took me the most time and energy on this painting. This next part is pretty optional. You might not want to do it. Sometimes I like to blend inks in with my watercolors. So I took a fine liner. I used a 0.3 nib to trace over the coffee mug. I just thought it would help it to stand out from the page a little bit more. And it gave it a little bit more of an illustrative feel, which I like. But you do have to sort of be careful to trace it closely. And I also wanted to add a little bit of text to this one, so I wrote out Irish coffee in cursive, and you can see me trying to achieve this faux calligraphy effect. So really you get the sense of calligraphy by adding more thickness on the downstroke. So anytime your pen goes down towards you, that's considered a downstroke, and you want to have that a little bit more thick. So I tend to just write out in cursive what I'm writing out, and then I go over and add sort of a line to give a sense of the downstroke, and then I color it in, which is what you see me doing here. All right, there you have it, a cute little coffee illustration in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you would like to see more watercolor content from me.